Kanye West has issues. I know, controversial statement, but what isn't controversial is that he is one of the greatest producers in hip hop and definitely one of the most influential. But apart from that, in my opinion, you could argue that he is the greatest sampler we've seen in hip hop. And a lot of people would disagree with that, especially musicians and producers. There are people who have had longevity, such as DJ Premier, but the person who will probably come up the most, I think, would be Jay Dilla, and I definitely understand that. Jay Dilla was an incredible sampler and producer in general and musician. Me, myself, I'm a huge fan of hip hop and soul. So a guy like Kanye West stands out, a guy who, especially in his early career, got a lot of his sampling from soul music. So today I'll be looking at 5 songs by Kanye West and the samples they used and comparing which I think was a better song. And it's really just a tool for me to be able to describe what I think about the 2 songs and maybe how the sample was used by Kanye West. First song up is All Falls Down by Kanye West off his debut album College Dropout. Now this is a very good song and a lot of people use it as a song to describe early Kanye West as being deep and self-reflective. It is a well-written song and in my opinion one of the better songs off that album. It samples Mystery of Iniquity by Lauryn Hill off a live album she did for MTV Unplugged, where it was mostly just her and her guitar. There's a lot that has been said about that performance and its place in history. I don't want to go too much into that. There are probably videos on YouTube that go extensively into talking about it and giving their opinions on what they think about it. What I will say about it is it's a really interesting study in songwriting. If there's one thing I can say that's pretty objective is that a lot of the music off that was unfinished or incomplete. When you listen to the performance, it's really interesting to see what I would consider incomplete songs and wonder what would have happened if she had finished that project and decided to put out a studio album with most of that music. There are 3 things that are possible. One is that is what she intended the music to be, which is entirely possible. Another possibility is that she hadn't gotten together with the producers that she usually would have to collaborate with and completely work with the music and complete it in a way that would have made sense for a studio album. The third one was that she was going to do all that work by herself. I know her relationships and the people she's working with would have changed as it would with most musicians. But either way, it's a really interesting study, and if you're a fan of music writing, it's worth listening to that and thinking about what might have happened to the tracks if they were given more time and if they were expanded on and looked at and things were chopped around and they were turned into proper fully formed songs. Like I said, I'm not sure that was her aim, but that's what we got when we listened to that performance. If I remember correctly, Kanye West doesn't actually have the sample directly lifted from Lauryn Hill, but has someone else sing that part. And I think that musician did a good job as well, but it would have been interesting if he had gotten a direct sample. I'm going to give this one to Kanye West, All Falls Down, because for one, it's a complete song. I think it's a really good song. I think it's a very well written, put together song. I enjoy the lyrics of it. And like I said, Mystery of Iniquity, in my opinion, is the best song of that performance, but it's an incomplete song. Or maybe that was her intention, but either way, I think Kanye West really came out strong on College Dropout with this song. And so we'll go with Kanye West for this first one. The second song we're going to look at is Through the Wire, also off his first album, College Dropout. So this is a song that comes after he's in a car accident, after signing with Rockefeller. He broke his jaw and he had his jaw wired. This song is about going through adversity and coming out on the other side as he puts together his first album and sets himself up to be the Kanye West that we would come to know. It samples Shaka Khan's Through the Fire, which is a song about what you will go through for love. And thinking about it, you could argue that Through the Wire by Kanye West is kind of the same song because his love in this example is success and making the songs and the music that he wanted to make and coming through all that adversity, which is a theme that we see, as well as family, play a big part in his first album. There isn't much to say about the song by Shaka Khan, Through the Fire. It is a well-written ballad. Shaka Khan is an icon in music. She defines an entire era of music And when you talk about the great singers, you always have to bring her up because she's such a legend. Very few people have defined entire eras with their music and with their singing, but she definitely stands there with the best of them. I risk receiving the wrath of Khan when I say this, but I'm gonna go with Through the Wire. I believe she's not a fan of how Kanye got the clearance for this song. I don't think it came through her. A lot of music contracts work in weird ways, but I believe that plays a huge part into her feelings about this song. But Through the Wire, in my opinion, is one of the most iconic songs. It's one of Kanye West's best songs. If you are an aspiring musician and you want to make beats and hip hop, my advice is that you go and listen to this song because it is an incredible beat. I mean, the entire song works, but just listen to the beat, the way it's constructed, the way it's layered, the way that it fits perfectly sonically and musically. It is an incredible piece of music, and so I'm going to say this one goes to Kanye West. The third song we're going to look at is Gone by Kanye West, and this comes off his second studio album, Late Registration. And this song has a feature from Killer Cam Cameron. And what's funny about that is if you go and listen to Last Post off his first album, the last track, where Kanye West is talking about the process of getting to where he did. He mentioned that when he signed with Rockefeller, he was seen mostly as a producer. So the idea and the joke was that if he sucked as a rapper, they would just get Cameron to come onto these tracks and save them. Which, looking back at where Kanye West is as a rapper now, it's kind of funny to think about. So this song samples It's Too Late by Otis Redding, which is a song just about love and about losing love and not doing the right things and then losing that person. Basically, it's too late for you to tell them that you love them. This is a very decent song. Rather than being a single off the album, it's just an album song, and it's a very good song. But I should say this, Otis Redding is my favorite male singer of all time, so it should come as no surprise that I'm going to give this one to Otis Redding, It's Too Late. It's Too Late, in my opinion, is one of Otis Redding's best songs. It's an incredible vocal performance, and even though the song is quite simple in the way that it's layered, it's just such a well put together song. And it's a song that I would recommend if you're trying to get into some of the classic soul musicians of his time. Really well put together song. I should also point out that if I say Otis and Kanye West, it should be obvious that the song by Kanye West and Jay-Z would come up. I'm going to assume Kanye is a big fan, not only of this era of music, but of Otis Redding himself, because it's someone that he would go back to sampling again. The fourth song we're going to look at is Touch the Sky, coming off Late Registration as well. This, I would say, is also one of Kanye West's best songs. It comes as a single off that album, and rightfully so, it's one of the best songs. It features a really fun video, which is worth watching if you've never seen before, but I'm assuming Kanye West fans have. And I think it's one of his best rap vocal performances. This song also features Lupe, and I think for a lot of people, this was their introduction to Lupe, if maybe you weren't that familiar with Chicago guys coming up at the time. And he absolutely kills this. He displays the perfect third verse to a rap song, and I think he's incredible on this. It's funny to think about Kanye West and Lupe and just how far apart they are as people and musicians at this point in their lives. When, a lot of people's introduction at the time to Lupe was coming through this Kanye West song. This song features a sample by Curtis Mayfield, Move On Up. Curtis Mayfield was an incredible musician coming from that soul and funk style. He had this incredible hi-hat voice that was so fun to listen to with the style of music he was making. In hip-hop, Curtis Mayfield is very well sampled because he had this incredible sound that made sense to use in other music as well. And this isn't just in the G-Funk style. And in my opinion, the reason for that was because he was such an incredible musician. With that being said, I'm going to give this one to Curtis Mayfield. Move On Up is an absolute classic of a song, and Kanye West basically takes this incredible horn section that is so legendary, and that's what makes the song, in my opinion, for Kanye West. Another way to put it is, I don't think Kanye West elevates the song with a sample. I think the sample elevates the song. It's one of the most iconic horn sections in music, and while I think he does a good job with it, I'm going to say Move On Up by Curtis Mayfield is one of the most incredible songs we've ever heard. We're going to finish off this video with the fifth song, which is Gold Digger, also off Late Registration by Kanye West featuring Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx absolutely kills the vocals on this song. He isn't asked to do a lot, but he nails the vocals. He sounds a lot like Ray Charles, where the vocals are taken from. And I actually believe that this played a part in him getting the role of Ray Charles in the movie Ray. And rightfully so. He did an incredible job in the movie and on this song. Jamie Foxx and Twister would be on the song Slow Jams of Kanye West's first album, which I think he did an incredible job with. I think Kanye West is really impressive on this song. I think his rapping is really good. And this song is so influential and legendary that I think a lot of people know the lyrics of this song. And I think it actually affected the way we speak in hip-hop in general. It samples I've Got a Woman by Ray Charles. This song is about a guy who's with this, it's about a sugar mama. There isn't much to say about the song, but what I will say is Ray Charles is incredibly influential. Like everything that we listen to in the modern music, guys like Ray Charles played a part in it. They make modern music what it is, and I mean world music. Anywhere that you can think of, the style of music that these guys were creating and the things they were doing would influence everything. He is a legend, and there are many of his songs which I would say stand the test of time and are absolute legendary and classic. That being said, I'm going to give this one to Gold Digger. I think it's an incredible use of the sample, and I think it's one of Kanye West's best songs ever. And he does a really good job with the sampling and with the production that comes with this song. The original song is about a woman treating her man right and giving him money. Kanye West flips that and he makes a song about a gold digger. I really enjoy that. It's basically an inversion of an idea. It's how you do subversion well. So there are 5 songs of Kanye West that use samples that I just wanted to speak about, and hopefully you'll go and listen to all those tracks. I'll put that in the playlist below for you to go and have a listen to and enjoy both songs and see how Kanye West might have taken those songs and used them in the way he was going to construct his own music. I hope you really enjoyed this video. There will be more of this. For one, I can do this for Kanye West multiple times and I will come back to this, but I might do it just for general artists and just for songs in hip hop. My name is King and I'll see you later.